Poker has taken the world by storm. A game of wit and daring, poker attracts millions of new players each year. London to Moscow, Paris to Beijing, 21 of the game's best from 21 countries have gathered in Las Vegas to play for international bragging rights and $500,000. With a one-of-a-kind shootout format where only the winners move on, the players will be gunning for number one. 21 players, 21 countries. It's the Intercontinental Poker Championship on CBS. Welcome to the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada, as we continue first-round coverage of the Intercontinental Poker Championship. Hi, everybody. I'm Jeff Medders. Great to be back with Gabe Kaplan. Week number one got a little wild, as the men of Group A were just a little bit rowdy.
The offshoot of that whole deal was Devilfish Ulliot of England and Tony G of Australia are now touring together in the Odd Couple.
I think Devilfish would love to have a rematch. Doubleheader for us today. We start with Group B. Who stands out there?
Group B is comprised of 7 great international poker players. There's going to be very little psychological warfare today. Just great, solid poker playing, led, of course, by the 2-time world champion, Johnny Chan of Canton, China.
Let's meet the entire lineup now for Group B. It starts with Sam Farha, who's been called the Humphrey Bogart of poker from Lebanon. He's a sharp-dressed man. His game's just as crisp as his attire. Thor Hansen from Norway, 45 years of experience and a Scandinavian championship. Yosh Nakano from Japan wanted to be a lawyer. His career path took him in a different direction. He'll be the strong, silent type. Hasan Habib was born in Karachi, Pakistan. His college pastime has netted him more than $3.6 million in tournament earnings. Bjorin, born in Sweden, still spends his summers there, says he's even better at betting sports than poker. From Israel, Eli Elezra, a former Israeli commando, he'll do battle with the best in the world. And from China, the Orient Express, Johnny Chan, a 2-time world champion.
Looks like Johnny Chan's affiliated with that new Versace poker site.
But the only site with a dress code?
Well, Sammy Farha is, he has got his own dress code. Sammy's always very natty at the table. The only guy here at this table with a jacket on.
Israel's Eli Elezra, Queen 10, throws those away.
Sammy's raised to 30,000 with his ace-9 offsuit. Bjorin's out.
And Johnny Chan, pocket jacks, not a bad way to start.
Johnny Chan is not a guy to let any grass grow under his feet. He's going all in with his pocket jacks.
Strong bet, boss.
And Sammy immediately throws his hand away. And the first hand to Johnny Chan from Canton, China. In case you don't know who Johnny Chan is, he is a back-to-back World Series of Poker champion.
Let's take a look at the tournament format. As we mentioned, 21 of the best players divided into 3 groups. They'll play 2 shootout matches, the winner of each match moving on to the semifinals. Then when you get to the semis, more of the same. 2 shootout matches there as well, and the winners of those advancing to the championship final. Heads up, best 2 out of 3, great money, $350,000 to the winner, $150,000 to the runner-up. Back to the table, the action goes to Pakistan's Hasan Habib. Champion tennis player by the age of 14, but when he reached college, he discovered poker and never looked back.
Bjorin, real solid player from Sweden. Plays in all the tournaments and does quite well.
Chan with the ace-5 throws that away.
30. 30 is the right number. Huh?
Thor Hansen from Norway is going to raise to 30,000 with a king-jack offsuit. King-8 offsuit is a good enough hand for Sammy to defend his big blind.
Here's the flop. 5, Queen 7.
Sammy has the king-high flush draw.
Check.
Thor Hansen hasn't flopped anything, and he checks.
To the turn, this time it's a jack, and so Hansen pairs his jacks.
And Sammy picks this moment to bet with the king-high flush draw. Thor immediately calls for 40,000. Sammy needs a spade.
And that's what he gets on the river.
Oh.
Farha checks.
I forgot, I'm checking.
Flush.
Sammy was hoping that Thor would bet. Did not put Thor on the ace of spades. Sammy was going to raise, but Thor wouldn't cooperate. Sammy gets lucky and wins a pot.
Nothing wrong if it wins, right?
Huh?
So here's how you play No Limit Texas Hold'em. Each player is dealt 2 down cards. Players can then decide whether to call, raise, or fold. The community cards are then dealt. The first 3 are called the flop. This is followed by a round of betting, and then the turn card, or 4th Street. Another round of betting, and then comes the river card and a final round of betting. What makes it no limit is that players can bet all of their chips at any time, going all in. Players then show their cards, and the best 5-card hand wins and takes the pot. Blinds change to 10 and 20,000, and the action goes to Johnny Chan, 6 and a 4. Thor Hansen, a pair of 6s for him.
If Thor Hansen looks like a real pleasant guy, it's because he is. He's one of the most mild-mannered guys in poker from any country.
Wow, and Sammy with pocket rockets.
Sammy doing his acting spiel here. He's going to raise.
I'm all in.
All in. Why not? He's got aces.
Habib has seen enough. Elezra throws his in.
This is it for Lebanon.
Sammy knows that Thor Hansen would not be raising unless he had something.
Israel, are you rooting for me or not? You have
You're my man.
You're my neighbor. You have to.
Where else but playing Texas Hold'em would Israel be rooting for Lebanon when Lebanon has rockets?
Norway, it's gone.
Norway?
It's got to be off the map.
Sammy Farha, that's you, huh? What would you do with 2 6s here?
I muck him if it's up to me.
You would muck 2 6s?
Unless it's the best hand you've seen tonight. If it's the best hand you've seen so far, play it.
No, I've seen better.
You've seen better? Well, you better wait for another one.
All right. All right.
Thor makes the right decision.
It's too fast.
Sammy Farha gave him some pretty solid advice.
You got no red chip? No yellow?
Well, Sammy wanted Thor to call,
Not yet.
but he couldn't accomplish his purpose.
Sammy Farha adding to his chip count. CBS Sports Spectacular, the Intercontinental Poker Championship is sponsored by PartyPoker.net. Play free and learn at PartyPoker.net. Back at the Palms Casino Resort, Jeff Medders along with Gabe Kaplan, the Intercontinental Poker Championship. Our second set of 7, Group B. Lines at 10 and 20,000, and we start with Thor Hansen.
He didn't have a pair, we know that.
How do you know I didn't have pair?
Do you believe that Eli Elezra didn't know where Norway was?
Kind of hard to believe.
Well, maybe geography's not a big course in the Israeli public school system. I think it was serious. Sounded serious to me.
Yosh Nakano's in, raises it to 45,000. Maybe Eli knows where Japan is.
I think he knows where Japan is. I know he knows Yosh.
Chris Bjorin in the small blind.
Yosh is raised to 45,000. He's got a pair of 5s. Chris Bjorin's going to call with ace-jack. And Johnny Chan's going to be tempted to call here with a king-7 of diamonds. Looks like he's going to call. He calls. We got 3 players.
I predict somebody gonna go all in this end.
Eli making a prediction. Here comes the flop.
And his prediction might come true. Yosh Nakano has flopped a set of 5s, and Chris Bjorin has ace-jack. Pair of jacks with the ace kicker. In fact, it's going to be pretty hard for Chris not to go broke. The only way he's not going to go broke is if they both slow play the flop and another spade comes.
You were right, actually.
I'm
all in.
Bjorin is all in.
He's not slow playing. He's going to get some bad news very soon.
I call.
There's the bad news.
Kings or queens?
Yosh wasted no time calling that action.
I can't win.
Eli should have been quiet. His first prediction was right.
I need a miracle.
And he thought Yosh had queens or kings.
No, I can't win.
10 on the turn. Chris Bjorin is drawing dead, and Yosh Nakano, he's going to double up.
How much did he say again?
Really nothing Chris Bjorin
Say
can do
1
about
or
it.
282?
282.
You flop top pair with an ace
There's
kicker.
200.
Someone else flops a set. Just have to pay him off.
260.
That really changes our chip count as Yosh Nakano takes a big lead, 699,000, and Sammy Farha some early success, and at the moment he's in second place. Still reeling from the last hand. Chris Bjorin looking at a king-8 offsuit. Johnny Chan throws in.
Do you need answers in this game?
Same for Thor Hansen. Yosh Nakano maybe on a little bit of a roll here. Ace-9 suited.
Well, he's got a pretty good hand. Ace-9 suited is a good hand, especially when a lot of people go out in front of you.
Me one time.
But it's not as good as Ace-Queen.
Nice view of Eli Elezra's hand right there.
All in.
Ellie's going all in with his Ace-Queen of hearts. He really had no choice.
They all want you to do the dirty job. Come on, move it in.
And Yosh is probably going to call. He's got 50,000 invested already.
I call.
There he goes.
I look at ace and the paint.
Ace in the paint, you got
I don't
me
know
in
which
bad
paint.
shape. Well, you got me in bad
Boy,
shape.
I'm in good shape.
Yosh Nakano is going to need a 9
Suited, too.
or
I
a
need
lot of spades out there. 3 spades would do.
They're all rooting for you, sir.
Maybe I can get lucky on you.
Here comes the flop. And Elezra gets a queen.
In the door.
And Yosh Nakano is in very bad shape. He needs 2 9s to win this hand.
9-9.
He can
That's
also
one on the
split it
door.
if a deuce and a 5 come up.
That's it.
On the turn, the 10.
And that's it.
Ooh.
And Elezra is going to double up.
Yeah, that's
And
good
it's
stuff.
flag waving time.
3 aces, 3
Final
queens.
queen on the river, but it was already all said and done.
Israel is coming.
The Israeli is coming. As long as he doesn't have to come through Norway, he'll be all right.
Have to ask for directions.
Israel is coming.
This is a tough game.
So a good play for Eli. Kind of gets him off the ropes.
This is a tough game. Are you nuts?
For Yosh Nakano, there's quite a bit of chips out there.
Right, there was nothing Yosh could do. Ace 9 of
bye-bye.
spades. Ellie would have made the same play if he had a pair of 4s, pair of 5s, pair of 6s.
Blinds go up.
And Chris Bjorin is going all in with Ace-6 offsuit. He's got 52,000 left. Yosh Nakano in the big blind has got 30,000 already in the pot. It's only going to cost him 22,000 more.
Guess I got to call.
And he really has to call because he's getting over 4 to 1 for his money.
You're in good shape.
And as you can see, he's less than a 2 to 1 underdog. So it's a good call. He's got to get lucky here, catch an 8 or a deuce to knock Chris Bjorin out of this round.
Here comes the flop.
Nothing wrong with him now.
Numbers improving for Nakano as he flops 2 pair.
He must know what's coming.
And Chris Bjorin is getting up, and it's over.
Nice playing with you, man.
All right.
And like Juliet said, parting is such sweet sorrow.
Chris Bjorin eliminated. He'll come back in the second shootout match for Group B.
Did you get that, Jeff? Parting is such sweet sorrow.
I got that. Good stuff. Kind of an up and down moment there for Yosh Nakano. He's still the chip leader, though, 518,000. Thor Hansen kind of against the ropes somewhat. He's 6th at the moment with 127,000. Back at the Intercontinental Poker Championship in Las Vegas, 21 of the best players in the world. This is Group B. Blinds currently at 15 and 30,000. And the action going to Hasan Habib from Pakistan. Habib and Elezra both throwing in. Oh, and for Johnny Chan, Ace-King.
Ace-King of spades.
60.
Johnny Chan raises it up to 60,000. Yosh Nakano's got a pair of 4s. He's going to be tempted to call.
Johnny Chan waiting patiently, and Yosh decides he won't go any further.
You all in?
Sam Farha, all in.
Sam goes all in with an Ace-10 of clubs.
I'm going to call.
I was surprised that Yosh
that's
didn't
bad.
call, at least for 60,000 of his pair of 4s. And Sammy is not going to like this.
Oops, I'm in trouble. I guess I should have called.
Dominated by
I'm Johnny
Chan.
Man.
Sammy's going to have to get lucky.
10 or clubs.
I'm going to win.
I'm favorite, Eli. You know that.
Flop
Need a jack now.
in Chan. He's going to pair his kings.
How much you have?
Sammy's going to need a jack.
Let's
Jack,
break
give
it
him a
out.
straight.
Ooh, I need a jack.
Still needs a jack.
Only card is a jack.
That's right, Sammy. Only card's a jack.
She burned the jack.
And Johnny Chan's going to double up.
175 here.
And Yosh was smart not to call with his fours. That's what I said, Jeff. You remember me
86.
saying that? I said Yosh should not call with these
It's a lot
fours.
of money.
You were spot on, Gabe. If you do the math for Johnny Chan, he's not 1 in a million. He's 1 in 1.5 billion.
Unfortunately, they don't know how to play Hold'em yet in China. Hopefully someday maybe we put this show in China and teach them how to play poker, and next thing you know, you got 1.5 billion people playing Hold'em. I'm very excited, very happy. Out of 1.5 billion people, I'm the chosen one, so I'm proud of it. I'm going to try to take the tournament home.
He's a chosen one. Isn't that the Soprano theme song?
He's all business at the moment.
He's always business at the poker table. Here's a guy that smiles a lot, Thor Hansen.
What is the blind?
Ace deuce for Hansen.
He's a trader, Hasan.
Yeah. I'm all in. One.
Quick decision. He's going to put all his chips
You
in.
do that?
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Surprises me a little bit. He usually waits for a little bit better hand than that.
It's all the way back around again to Johnny Chan, and King Jack suited for him.
This is a calling hand for sure for Johnny Chan.
127. 97 more.
The reason he's hesitating is because it's Thor Hansen. He knows how Thor plays. They've played together quite a bit.
I call.
Call.
I don't have very much, Johnny.
I don't either.
Well, I'm in the lead, but that's about it. You have any aces in this deck?
Johnny's looking for some kings and jacks.
Now we'll see if the dealer's going to take any
But I'm the
requests.
favorite.
Here's the
I
flop.
was the favorite anyway.
Chan is going to pair his jacks.
Thor's going to need an ace badly.
I'm a big dog.
A 3 now on the turn.
One card left to catch that ace.
I don't know, Jack. All right, guys.
Sorry.
Good luck,
Third jack there for Johnny Chan, and for Thor Hansen, it's going to be time to say goodbye.
You too.
I hope I won't
Got
play
to go
with you in
back
the
to
next
Norway,
round.
wherever that is.
Yeah. I know
Eliminated.
you
He's
hope
going to
so.
finish in 6th place in round 1. And Johnny Chan is on a roll. Can he keep it going?
We call that a Chinese takeout.
Don't want to order that at this table. Chan has now taken the lead, 634,000. Yosh Nakano in 2nd place. Sammy Farha on the ropes at the moment. Blinds have been raised, 20,000 and 40,000. Yosh Nakano throws away the ace-5. Sammy Farha suited 7-5.
He throws it away, which kind of surprises me. Sammy loves hands like that.
All in.
Raising all in.
And Hasan Habib has waited for a queen 3 of spades to go all in.
And Johnny Chan, pocket kings for him.
Hasan Habib's timing was way off.
I call.
He's calling all in.
And Johnny Chan makes the call. Sammy Farha is impressed.
And Hasan's going to have to get real lucky here. As you see, 16% to win this pot.
Nice hand.
Stay in this round.
Yeah, I can't do nothing.
Here's the flop. No help for Habib.
Hey, big boy.
Hasan Habib is only 4% now. He's going to need 2 queens, 2 threes, or 2 spades. And that's going to close him out. The chosen one has knocked out another player. Hasan Habib of Pakistan.
So Habib's going to have to settle for 5th place in this round.
Johnny Chan's the chosen one.
What are you going to do with your short stack, you know?
Chan already the chip leader. He's
All
going
right,
to
Chan,
add to
that's
that
cheap
count. In fact, it might take him a while to get this stacked up. For Hasan Habib, though, he will have a second chance. In fact, he will have a chip advantage over Norway's Thor Hansen and Chris Bjorin. Habib still with an opportunity to make the semifinals.
On the button, I got to move. If they have a big hand, they're going to call me, and Johnny Chan happened to have 2 kings. So I had just queen 3, and I needed to make the 2 pair trips or a flush, queen 3 of spades. So, but that didn't happen, and I got knocked out. One more shot, 6 people back, and win that one. I'm still in. That's right.
Gabe, we started with 7 and we're down to 4. Johnny Chan in the lead, 817,000. Sammy Farha has been quiet for a while. Bottom of the list there with 139,000. Blinds at the moment raised to 20,000 and 40,000.
All in.
Sammy's not going to be quiet anymore. Here he goes.
Come on, get it.
Second time he's had aces.
Oh, we had a peace treaty earlier between Israel and Lebanon. That may change, though, right here.
Yes, that ceasefire might be off.
I call.
And it is off.
I'm sorry. Almost turned it up.
Eli Elezra almost turned up his fives.
He almost turned his hands up.
But he's called.
Golly, I don't know what to do with this 2 jacks.
Johnny didn't have jacks, but what he's saying is he knows that one of these 2 players can beat 2 jacks.
I got 2 overs. You're right. You got 2 unders.
You know, there's still 2 5s in the pot.
That's what I said. 2 unders.
Here's the flop. No help.
Sammy likes that flop.
A 4 coming
That was
on
really
the turn.
close, Eli.
It's coming. It's coming. 2 across hard coming.
Last chance for Eli Elezra to catch a 5.
We sucked out.
It's paint.
Okay, that's-
Jack on the river.
This is
And
60
Sammy
here,
went
right?
into his survival mode.
30.
He didn't play hands that he usually plays, like the 7-5 of hearts.
7, 8,
and he's going to double up.
139.
Sam Farha breaks the silence with the help of 2 aces.
Aces always help.
Welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort, the Intercontinental Poker Championship. Jeff Medders along with Gabe Kaplan, Group B. Down now, Gabe, to our final 4.
Johnny Chan's going to be first to act on this hand. He's got 10 deuces spades. He's not Doyle Brunson, so he's not going to play it.
All in.
All in.
Sammy is going all in with ace-5 offsuit, and Ellie has ace-jack, and Ellie's probably going to call here.
I call.
Yeah, studies for a minute, and that's exactly what he does.
Ellie has 287,000 in chips, and he's a big favorite, 67% to double through Sammy.
Here's the flop, all diamonds, helps no one.
Neither player has a diamond. Ellie's still way in the lead with ace-jack.
3 of clubs on the turn.
5.
Sammy's going to need a 5. 3 5s left. He needs one of them.
And it's a queen, not going to get
You
it.
didn't need that, did you?
So Elezra is going to double up.
I think you had more.
Sammy's going to take a big hit in this
I
hand.
got 100, 200, 275, 280.
Sammy was rocking and rolling
287.
early on in this group, but this is going to put him really low in chips.
Thank you for not messing it up.
Here's a look at that chip count. Johnny Chan still in the lead. Sammy Farha now down to 52,000, well behind the other 3 players.
But Sammy knows he's going to have to make a move pretty fast. And this might be the hand to do it. He's got ace-4 offsuit.
All in.
Just went all in with an ace-5, and now he's going all in with an ace-4.
Johnny Chan looking at queen 8 offsuit.
It's not going to cost him too much to call. He's got 30,000 in already. Just going to cost him 22,000, but he's got Yosh behind him. Yosh Nakano. He's going to call. And now Yosh is going to let it go with Jack 9 offsuit.
All right, Sammy, you're on a lifeline.
You got it. This is all in. Goes in.
It's either triple or
And he's a favorite on that lifeline.
China and Japan got against Lebanon.
39% to triple up.
Here comes the flop. 9-6-4.
Yosh has flopped a pair of 9s. He has the best hand.
Farha pairs his 4s.
Right, but Sammy's all in. Any extra chips here are just between Yosh and Johnny
Gotta be
Chan.
60 bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anyway, it's over. Let's see. I
got
know the
top
6
pair.
you have. Top pair? Got bottom pair.
And Johnny Chan knows Yosh enough to know that if Yosh is going to bet there, Yosh has got him. And he was correct. Yosh has got top pair, pair of 9s. Sammy's going to have to get lucky, catch an ace or a 4.
Going to 4th Street, and it's a 6 of hearts.
No help for Sammy. It's dark glasses against darker glasses, and a 4 on the river
Look at that.
for Sammy Farha. Wow.
A set of 4s for Sammy, and that's going to keep him alive here in round number 1.
It's going to triple him up. He's going to go over 150,000 in chips here.
Well, you might have enough for the big blind now.
Well, we have spared no expense here at the Palms Casino. And that kitchen timer you heard means that our blinds are going up to 50 and 100,000. And indeed, Sammy has enough for the small and the big blind one time.
He got 160,000.
And he's got the big blind right now.
So timing is everything for Farha.
So he might lay it down. Yeah, he might.
Elezra looking at a 5-4 offsuit.
Ellie was commenting on the fact that Sammy pretty well assured that he's going all in this hand.
Right.
I shouldn't look. It's better.
And Yosh Nakano is going to make sure that he's all in.
You're right. I should call. I shouldn't be looking. What is this, 10? This is 10.
He hasn't looked yet.
50.
I think he will look, and then whatever he has, he's going to call.
What is this?
155, yeah.
155. Yeah, better look.
Don't look, don't look, come on.
That'll be stupid if I look.
Okay. Do whatever you want, I mean.
I called. One card was good enough. It's an ace. Ooh, I got him now. Ace-5 again.
Sammy looked at one card, an ace, and he called. He's got ace-5. The last three hands, you have ace-5, ace-4, ace-5.
Farha, the slight favorite going into the flop, but that changes here as Nakano pairs up his nines.
I need an ace.
Three spades on the flop. Neither player has a spade.
All right.
Deuce on the turn.
Sammy needs an ace on the river.
Oops.
Not going to get it.
All right, guys, good luck.
So Sammy Farha is eliminated. He will finish fourth here in round number one.
Good luck.
Nice embrace
great,
for Eli Elezra. That's how they solved the Mideast crisis. Just bring some poker tables there.
So Farha joins the list now of second chancers. He'll start with a pretty good advantage there. Still optimistic that he can make the semifinals.
I had few hands. I never was called. Nobody called me when I had them. And at the end, I mean, any ace, you have to play it heads up. He couldn't fold his hand either way with Jack-9. So it's luck at the end.
From 7, and now we are three-handed. Johnny Chan still in the chip lead, 737,000, but this one still anybody's game. CBS Sports Spectacular, the Intercontinental Poker Championship is sponsored by PartyPoker.net. Play free and learn at PartyPoker.net. Group B, we are now three-handed. Johnny Chan with a slight chip lead over Yosh Nakano. Eli Elezra, 9-8 suited.
Eli's going to play this hand. He's got the button.
All in.
I don't know if he's going to play that strongly. He's going all in. 491,000. It looks like he's going all in at the wrong time because Johnny Chan has ace-jack of diamonds.
I'm all in, too.
And Johnny Chan is going all in case Yosh Nakano has anything.
And I'm not.
And Yosh is out.
And I can't lay it down.
2 live card I got.
So Johnny Chan is 61%
No, that's
to knock Eli Elezra out right here. Eli's going to need clubs, 8s or 9s.
Come on, black cards.
Diamonds, girl's best friend, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Here's the flops, an 8 in there, and no diamonds for Johnny Chan.
Another 8. Let's get it over with.
Eli saw the 8 as the door card. He was happy. That 4 also makes
One
him
more
happy.
8.
Johnny
Deuce.
needs an ace or a jack.
Yes.
No ace or jack. Eli doubles up. Johnny says, I'm supposed to win that hand. I'm the chosen one.
420.
And that's going to affect his
450,
chip stack as he goes from first to worst.
491.
And for Elezra, he goes from worst to first. He has the lead now. Yosh stayed out of that mix, and he doesn't change. But for Johnny Chan now, boy, one hand really changes everything.
Well, with $50,000 and $100,000 blinds,
I'm all in.
things can change very fast. And Johnny Chan's gone all in here with a pair of 3s. And look at this. Yosh Nakano has the same hand Johnny Chan had the last time. Ace, jack of diamonds.
So, Gabe, what's the right play here for Yosh?
Well, right play probably is to go all in. You don't want Eli, who's only got to call 46,000 more if Yosh just calls, getting in there and outdrawing Yosh. So the right play, I think, is to go all in.
Okay, I'm all in.
And that's exactly what he does.
I left at 46 there.
He could have gambled, just
You
called,
don't want me to compete?
let Eli call the 46,000. If he got the right flop, he could have knocked Johnny Chan out and doubled through Eli. But Yosh decides not to take that chance.
Yep.
Start with a
He's
pair.
happy knocking Johnny Chan out.
I'll take
But in
a
order to
shot
do
this
that,
time.
he's going to have to catch an ace or a jack.
That's my hand.
Pretty much a coin flip going into the flop.
Couldn't have anything be more of a coin flip. 50-50.
And here comes the flop. 4,
Hey, that's
7,
nice
queen.
No ace, no jack, but one diamond.
King coming up on the turn.
Pair the board. Yeah.
Yosh could also win with a 10 now. Ace, 10, jack.
And he gets a 10.
Wow.
You gotta
What
make
a way
play.
for Johnny Chan to lose.
All right.
Beaten on the river, and Chan is going to finish in third place now
Nice shot.
here in Group B.
And I don't think Yosh saw that he had a straight immediately. Johnny Chan had to point it out to him.
Wasn't that long ago that Johnny Chan was the chip leader, but he will have the second biggest stack going into the second chance for Group B.
I'm proud, and out of 1.5 billion people, I'm the chosen one, and I'm glad to be here and try to take the tournament home. But it's not over until the fat lady sings, so the second chance, and if I win that and I win the final one, and I'll be the champ.
And that's a great thing about this format. You are going to get a second chance to see Johnny Chan, Sam Farha. But Group B right now in our first shootout, we're heads up between Eli Elezra and Yosh Nakano.
And Yosh has got
I'm
a
all
pair
in.
of sevens, and he's all in. And Eli Elezra, who's got a 2-to-1 chip advantage, more than 2-to-1 chip advantage, might call with his ace-deuce and try and finish it right here.
How much? Almost 500 total. I call.
And he does call.
Ace high. I got 2 sevens.
And Ellie's another player here is going to need an ace. All through this round, people have been playing ace reg very strong, and Ellie continues to do so. Needs an ace.
Ooh, that's
Doesn't get the ace. Flop
Only
leaves
the
him
5.
looking at 4, 3, 6.
Ellie thought he had a straight draw, didn't
And
realize
ace
that
six.
if he got a 5, Yosh would make a
Oh,
high
boy.
straight.
Club.
Instead,
Oh, you
Yosh
got a
makes
club
3
draw now.
sevens. Ellie's calling for a club.
five.
That'll win for him.
Unbelievable.
5 will split it.
And the river's going to give Nakano a
Dude.
full house, and he's going to double up through Elezra.
How much? I got
Yosh let out a little sigh of relief when he saw that last card.
500. 5.
Did not want to see a club.
Nice.
You're watching the Intercontinental Poker Championship. It's Japan versus Israel as we go heads up in Group B. Yosh Nakano has retaken the chip lead. Welcome back to the Palms Casino Resort, home of the Intercontinental Poker Championship. We are heads up in Group B. Israel's Eli Elezra against Japan's Yosh Nakano.
It's nice to see Yosh without his glasses on.
Not the case at the table, wearing the dark glasses. The blind still at $50,000 and $100,000, and for Ellie, not a bad hand.
350.
Ace Queen.
And he's going to go to 350,000 with his ace queen. And look at this. Terrible break for Eli Elezra. Yosh Nakano has ace king. Now, is Yosh going to try and trap him or go all in?
Come all in. Call.
Ellie calls immediately.
He goes all in.
Immediately with his ace queen.
Wow.
He sees the bad news.
Oh, this is it.
Ellie knows he's going to have to get real lucky.
I got more, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you got more.
Needs a queen.
No queen on the flop. They do pair their aces.
Well, still comes down to a queen for Ellie.
5 on the turn.
3 queens left in the deck. Ellie needs one of them.
Not going to get it on the river.
Good job, man.
And Yosh Nakano is going to join Australia's Tony Gawoga
All right,
in the
Japan.
semifinals. And Yosh a little
Here we
more
go.
subdued than Tony G when he won. Eli Elezra so close, just misses out on making the semis. He'll be back in the second round shootout.
Well, on my next match, I gonna try to take advantage of my stack. You know, I got 250 versus some people that got half of it, and hoping that I'll pick up on a small stack and look at more flops and try to come up with heads up. You know, heads up play again. If I get a heads up play again, I'll try to get Israel on the map.
And the good news for Eli is he will be the chip leader as he starts that second round shootout. Bad news, guys at the table are going to look pretty familiar, including 2-time world champion Johnny Chan. Yosh Nakano survives the likes of Johnny Chan and Sam Farha. He's our second semifinalist, joining Tony G.
A lot of similarities between Yosh Nakano and Tony G. Yosh Nakano has triplets. He's got 3 mouths to feed, and Tony G just has 3 mouths. Maybe it seems like that to me.
Well, we expect Group C to be just as entertaining. Who stands out?
We have some great players in Group C. David Benyamine from France is one of the biggest winners in the highest cash games in Las Vegas, and Humberto Brenes of Costa Rica, a great tournament player and always an interesting guy to watch play poker.
Can't wait to watch him play. Let's meet the entire lineup now for Group C. It starts with David Benyamine, born in the south of France, still lives in Paris, and has established himself as one of Europe's most formidable players. Marco Traniello is from Italy, married to poker great Jennifer Harmon, starting to make a name for himself. From South Korea, Jimmy Chau adds to the Asian star power in this tournament, capable of winning anytime, anywhere. From South Africa, Steve Wolf, successful businessman and CEO, but he has 15 years of high-stakes experience. Giang fled Vietnam in a small boat in 1978, one of the best minds in the game. Refugio Quintero, Cuco to his friends, loves tournaments mainly for the side action. And Humberto Brenes from Costa Rica, he can turn on the charm. He's a favorite among his peers.
Don't play no more.
Gabe put Group C in perspective for us.
In our first 2 groups, the players spent a lot of time in this country. In this group, we are not going to hear the King's English. It's going to feel like a real Intercontinental Poker Championship.
Italy's Traniello the first to wade in. Brenes throws his cards in, and now to Steve Wolf.
From South Africa is doing his best Hugh Hefner impression there. If he shows up in pajamas the next round, I'm leaving.
Benyamine in the small blind.
Come on, David. I mean,
they're already on him to make his decision.
I'm going to raise a tiny.
He's going to raise it up with a 5-3 of spades. David's a gambler. You never know what David has.
I get a good one.
Cuco Quintero, the first guy to actually wear the flag
go right in the middle.
to the table.
Very patriotic.
25 to stay alive. All right.
Sitting on a King 8, and he's going to throw that away.
Flash cards. 9 or 10 or diamond. 9 or diamond. 10 or diamond. Hey, look at that. He is really good.
The action's to Wolf.
Information anyway.
And Hef's going to, Steve Wolf's going to call here.
Here comes the flop, all red.
David Benyamine has flopped an inside straight draw, would make a nut straight with a 4. Steve Wolf missed.
Benyamine checks.
50.
And Wolf goes to the stack.
He's betting 50,000. He thinks he's bluffing. It's actually a good bet
see that hand, please.
because it's going to avoid David going for his inside straight.
I knew he was
Cuco wanted to see the hand, and he let him have a peek.
He was a businessman. Hey, you have to have a pair to bet.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
If you guys explain the rules to me, I'll obey them.
We're going to have to, Dealer, he needs to have a pair.
South Africa's Steve Wolf draws first blood. Poker fans, get your game on at CBSGames.com. You can join a hand of Texas Hold'em or choose from other challenging games, and it's always free. Play now at CBSGames.com. First round for the shootout in Group C on the Intercontinental Poker Championship. 7 players still very much alive. One of these guys will advance now to the semifinals.
David Benyamine with a 4-3 of hearts. He's going to call 12,000. Also with hearts.
12.
Jimmy Chau.
12.
He's calling. Giang is out.
Traniello with an ace-4 offsuit.
He's going to call from the small blind.
Baby doll. Italia finally showed up, boys.
Cuco has been very talkative so far in Group C.
Hasn't played a lot, but he's been very talkative.
Flop comes down, misses everybody. Traniello still with the best hand at ace-high.
And David Benyamine has an inside straight draw again. We make a straight, the ultimate nuts right now with the 5. And Jimmy Chau's going to take a shot at this pot for 25,000 with nothing. Humberto has king high. He's out. David Benyamine didn't play his inside straight draw last time, but this time he's going to play it for 25,000. Kind of surprising at this point. 5 would give him the ultimate nuts.
4th Street, though, is a jack.
Now let's see if Jimmy Chau takes another shot at this pot. No.
Going to the river. 9 of clubs, so Chau pairs up his 9s.
That helped Jimmy Chau. He's made a pair of 9s.
80.
But David Benyamine is coming out and betting 80,000.
Wow.
And Jimmy Chau saying, well, he called on the flop.
Oh boy, how overlooked.
He checked on 4th Street maybe to trap me.
I'd bet a pair.
Take your money back.
Doesn't look like my 9s are any good. He's telling David Benyamine that he made a pair of 9s on the river.
What could he have? 5-4? He might have that.
Right, that's what he has, just like 5-4. 3-4.
I made a pair.
Hold it.
Jimmy Chau trying to solve the mystery and had the winning hand, and he's going to throw it in.
I got 2 pairs, you know. Threeps. I got threeps. Yeah, I know he got 5-4. I got lower than 5-4. I got not low. Yeah, I got not low. What's the best for him? I want to throw up.
Jimmy Chau feels sick now because he kind of knew what David Benyamine had, and he couldn't follow through with his instincts.
That shakes things up in the chip count just a little bit. Benyamine still has the lead, 422,000. All the way down to Marco Traniello, who has the short stack at 114,000. The lines increased to 8 and 16,000, and for Benyamine, Queen Deuce.
It was action.
All right, now we'll see.
Because you got me hot, but
Kuko get involved in a hand here. He's got a pair of 10s.
40 dimes.
He's going to raise to 40,000.
Very quickly.
Jimmy Chau says no. Giang says no. Traniello on the button. He passes.
Small blind. Humberto Brenes, he's out. Steve Wolf has removed his jacket.
And he has an ace-jack in the big blind.
It's pretty bad when you remove your jacket, you have no tie, and you're still the best-dressed man at the table.
Play from the flop on.
It's that CEO look that he has. Here's the flop. 5-4-9.
Kuko's 10s are still way the best hand. Steve Wolf has missed. But missing doesn't seem to stop Steve Wolf.
Kuko all of a sudden has gotten a little bit quiet.
65.
That's 65,000.
And Wolf's going to bet 65,000.
There's nothing for Kuko to think about here. He knows that he's got to go with this hand. If Steve Wolf has a better hand, he's got to pay him off. So Kuko's going.
Whew, I hate poker.
You hate poker, but you love those 10s right now.
65.
He used to say that with top set, but he's changed a little. He could have the bottom set now.
So what's the strategy here? Stalling on purpose, or can he not make up his mind?
He's a very deliberate player. He takes a lot of time.
Call.
He just decided to call. He could have raised there. He decides to call, wants to see what Steve Wolf is going to do on the next card. Also wants to see what the next card is.
Pot raised to 218,000, and it's a deuce on the turn.
Perfect card for Kuko.
I'm all in.
And Steve Wolf is going all in.
What you got?
Wow.
210.
And Kuko interested in the accounting, trying to get the exact number here.
Steve Wolf is playing this hand exactly the way he would play it if he had a set.
I hate these decisions.
If he flopped 3 5s, 3 4s, he would play this hand just the way he's playing it right now. That's the hand that Kuko is concerned with. He's not concerned with jacks, queens, or kings. He's concerned with 3 5s, 3 4s, 3 9s.
I call.
Then he calls. He's made the right decision. He thought it out. He said, if Steve Wolf has me, he has me, but I got to call with my 10s. Steve Wolf is not dead here. He can win this pot right now with an ace, a jack, or a 3. This hand has been well played by both players.
And the card on the river, Queen of Diamonds, a blank, and that is good news for Kuko.
He's going to double up.
Diamond, that's not good.
What do we have?
Okay.
That type of play that Steve Wolf just made there, we haven't seen that in this championship so far.
170?
Somebody trying to represent a hand and going all the way with it.
CBS Sports Spectacular, the Intercontinental Poker Championship is sponsored by PartyPoker.net. Play free and learn at PartyPoker.net. Group C, all 7 players still at the table. Blinds increased to 10 and 20,000.
78,000.
Did you count it?
Steve Wolf is going all in here with the king 10 of clubs. 78,000.
You know, just for that amount.
Benyamine and Kuko both wait for better cards.
So does Jimmy Chau. And Xiao Zhang has got ace-queen. No doubt he's going to call here. He's got the big blind.
How much is that?
He's already got 20,000 in. Going to cost him 58,000.
Call.
And here goes Mr. Xiao Zhang.
Peers regard him as having one of the best poker minds. Very hard to beat.
Xiao Zhang plays in the biggest cash games in Las Vegas.
Is that king 10?
I have 2 live cards. I'm in good shape. I got 2 live cards.
Still have 2 of them. Still 2 aces left. Keep them low. Baby, baby, baby. Low.
Xiao Zhang is saying that he wants small cards. Baby, baby, baby means small cards.
Slight favorite going into the flop, and he pretty much gets his wish.
Steve Wolf needs kings and 10s here.
Extra one for me.
I can also win with a jack.
Yeah, I king.
10 is no good. Needs a king or a jack.
All right, gentlemen.
Not going to get it. 5 on the river.
Nice, Pete.
That's going to wrap things up for South Africa's Steve Wolf. 7th place, first guy out in Group C. He will get a second chance in the next shootout, but he will start that shootout with the short stack.
Well, I got to see what outfit he wears. Maybe wear those pajamas in that bathrobe.
Best dressed. Here's a look at our current chip count for Group C, and Kuko has taken the lead. Traniello still the guy with the short stack. Maybe he can change that right here.
Marco's going to have to make a move.
Kuko, our chip leader. And he's looking at ace-9 offsuit.
You guys look like a mean bunch. Better throw it away.
Kuko continues to talk a lot, but he doesn't play the ace-9.
Giang with the
60.
Jack-9 of diamonds, and he is going to play the hand. Raising to 60,000. Traniello says no.
Xiao Zhang mixes up his play.
Ooh.
And Humberto goes out. It's up to David Benyamine. He's the only one that could stop Xiao Zhang from taking this pot, and he's got the stoppers.
He has got the cards to do it. No problems. He calls.
He just calls.
And Giang will pair his jacks on the flop.
Benyamine checks.
Oh,
I call.
Jeez. Pair and straight, Joe. All right, still have some out.
Xiao Zhang went all in. Quick call by David Benyamine with his aces. Xiao Zhang is not dead in this hand. He could win or take the lead here with an 8, a 9, or a jack.
8-9 jack. Hard to.
So France with the advantage over Vietnam as we go to the turn.
This is the first advantage France has had over Vietnam in 75 years.
8-9 jack, baby.
A deuce on the turn.
Xiao Zhang needs an 8, 9, or jack. He will win right now in the river. He catches it. He does not.
With the ace.
Another ace for David Benyamine, and Xiao Zhang is out. Eliminated in 6th place.
Okay. Tough break for him as he flops top pair, but runs into a pair of aces. So
thanks,
Xiao Zhang will now think about his second chance in the second shootout for Group C.
He could have got lucky in that hand. Got that 8, 9, and jack, but it didn't happen.
And right now things are going David Benyamine's way. The Frenchman in the chip count lead, and for Brenes and Traniello just kind of hoping to get untracked here, get a few hands and get back into this thing. Blinds elevated to 15 and 30,000.
15, 30?
Kuko looking at 7-4
All right, come
suited.
on, boys. I mean,
Chatter continues, but he throws his cards in.
you look the other way, they raise the blinds than you.
Jimmy Chau will wait.
And Marco's got a queen jack, and he can't wait any longer.
He's on the button. He pushes all in. And Brenes in the small blind now has a decision to make.
Not much of a decision with queen 9 offsuit. He's got David Benyamine in back of him, and he calls blind. He hasn't even looked at his cards.
10-6.
10-6, and Marco's a 70% favorite to double up.
Here comes the flop, and Traniello will pair his jacks and take a huge lead.
David Benyamine's only 3%, and that 3% is gone.
You can breathe now, Marco. It's okay.
Marco doubles up. And
he's out.
I just saw an interested spectator in the background there.
See Marco looking over his shoulder at his wife, poker great Jennifer Harmon.
That was his last hand.
Yeah.
Goes over to get a little hug and maybe a little karma. Talk about great timing. They met in the parking lot at the Mirage. Their cars were parked side by side.
And Marco's really from Omaha, but he was really good at that Italian accent and wowed Jennifer.
Huh? Well, he was a hairdresser, but meeting Jennifer definitely changed his career path.
I met Jennifer when I was here in vacation with a friend of mine. After a couple months we was dating, we was having dinner in a restaurant, and I asked her, "What do you want to go have dessert somewhere else?" It was nighttime, around 10 o'clock. Or you want to get married? And she said, "Let's go get married." And we did it. I learned watching Jennifer play. Jennifer played with the best in the world. She's one of the best in the world. I played the first tournament ever at the World Series. I cashed. So after that, I cashed 7 times. It was incredible. So I built a good confidence. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to have a trophy to put next to my wife, many trophies, and start the collection myself.
So Jennifer's going to watch a little while, and we'll see if Marco can show off.
Well, as soon as she showed up, he won the first hand.
It has changed his luck. Pocket jacks for Traniello.
Wow.
And he moves a big stack out, 100,000. Brenes says no.
You was in the dark?
Benyamine says no. And Kuko going to think about it.
He's not going to think too long. Jimmy Chau has ace-9. He's also got $30,000 big blind out there. It only cost him 70 to call, but he throws it away. And Marco takes down the hand, and I don't think Marco wanted to take down that hand at that point. Marco was looking for some action there.
Jennifer Harmon has changed her husband's luck. The Italian stallion climbing in the chip count. Back at the Intercontinental Poker Championship, Jeff Medders along with Gabe Kaplan. The Palms Casino Resort is the place to party in Las Vegas. After hitting the tables and slots on the Palms' vast casino floor, head up to the Ghost Bar or dance like a rock star at Rain. The Palms features 21 of the world's most outrageous suites. There's no other place like the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas.
It's nice being here at the Palms. I like it anywhere where I'm the oldest person on the premises.
Yeah, but you helped me out. I used your name and I got to the front of the line going into Rain. Benyamine's at the front of the line. Pocket rockets for him.
I'm big at Rain.
Benyamine still the chip leader. Going to try to add to that right here.
I won the over 65 dance contest last week. Another pair of aces for David Benyamine. He just calls. Same thing he did last time with his aces.
You're allowed to raise, you know.
I know.
Just calls 30,000.
I just wanted you to know that you have an option.
Kuko trying to make up his mind with ace-deuce. Makes the right call.
Well, no, because, you know, sometimes I forget.
Let's see what Marco has. Another pair of jacks at the wrong time.
I'm all in.
He's going all in. Jennifer looks happy for a moment. She's not going to be happy after she sees David Benyamine's aces.
That's what I thought too. Look what it. Little I am.
Things were going good for Marco for a while, but now he's going to need help. And serious help, because Humberto folded a jack. There's only one jack left in the deck.
And the flop hits nobody.
There's one jack left, and Marco needs it. Marco looks back at Jennifer and says, things were easy in Omaha.
Pair of fours out there on the board, but that doesn't help Marco either.
5%.
Last chance to catch the case jack.
Well, as it turned out, Jennifer showed up just in time to walk her husband home. He is busted. He will finish 5th in this round. A little disappointment there from Jennifer Harmon.
Well, Marco had to play his jacks. Did everything right, just got unlucky.
Got a sympathy hug. We're down now to our final 4 in Group C. Benyamine, pretty confident, kind of been in control from the start.
It's easy to be in control when you get aces twice, and twice you have other people betting into you.
Kuko looking at 10 deuce. He folds to Jimmy Chau. King 9 for him offsuit.
Looks like he's going to play here. He's going to make semi-aggressive play with his King 9. Try to pick up the blinds. And Humberto looks like he's made a quick trip to the haberdasher. He's out.
I'm on it.
David Benyamine's gone all in with an ace-king, and Jimmy Chau has called. Maybe he still remembers that first hand where David Benyamine bluffed him, but he's called 157,000 more with a King 9 offsuit, and he is in bad shape.
Here's the flop. A lot of paint.
A lot of paint. David Benyamine still has the best hand. Jimmy Chau needs a 9.
9 ball.
Won't get that on the turn.
Neither player has a diamond. Down to the river, and a 9 for Jimmy Chau to stay in this match.
It's a 10. That gives both players a straight. Benyamine's going to win the hand with the ace-high straight. And for Jimmy Chau from South Korea, eliminated. He's going to have to settle for 4th place. The chip count getting more and more in Benyamine's favor. Now more than $1 million. And Humberto Brenes, strange hat and all, he has the short stack at 68,000.
If you go to San Jose, Costa Rica, everybody wears hats like that.
Okay, sir. Now playing in Spanish. Señores, ahora vamos a jugar en español. Él habla español y yo solo español. Okay.
He said everybody's got to wear these hats.
Yo digo todo.
I don't know Spanish, but I think that means all in.
¿Cuánto?
Benyamine, pocket deuces.
He's going to call. He had a feeling that Humberto was just out of line here.
Llamo. Yo llamo.
Yo llamo.
Adiós, amigos.
Adiós, amigos.
I understood that.
Recemos juntos.
Aces.
Again?
No. Almost.
Almost?
Okay, it's good for me. Es bueno para mí. Eso es en español, es bueno. 7. Nunca falla.
How do you say coin toss in Spanish?
6. Yeah, 19.
Okay.
What do you mean, no?
That's exactly what this is.
7 en español es 7.
It's the best that Humberto could hope for once David called.
All right, all right.
He's going to pair his jacks on the flop, and Humberto Brenes now takes the lead in the hand.
Little Costa Rican celebratory dance there.
Kuko's enjoying it. A 4 comes on the turn.
Don't worry.
And David Benyamine's going to need a deuce. Otherwise, Humberto's going to double up.
And it's a queen on the river. And maybe the hat has changed his luck as Humberto Brenes doubles up.
Before he put that hat on, he would have never thought about going all in with a Jack-7 offsuit.
Okay.
The plot thickens as Costa Rica's Humberto Brenes gets in David Benyamine's pocket. And he did it all in Espanol. Glad you're with us for the Intercontinental Poker Championship, the Palms Casino Resort. Jeff Medders along with Gabe Kaplan. 3 players left in Group C. Guess the question here, the blinds raised 20 to 40,000. Are we going back to English or are we sticking in Espanol?
Con cuidado, con cuidado.
Con cuidado, tranquilo, no hay problema.
Tranquilo, no hay problema. No hay prisa.
Yeah, I think that answered our question. You don't have to adjust your television set. You haven't accidentally hit the SAP button.
Ahora rezamos todos juntos.
Oiga, tengo 40 yo.
Brenes all in at 106,000. Kuko with a Jack-10 offsuit.
¿Cuánto más?
As soon as he puts on that hat and starts speaking Spanish, he goes all in every hand.
67 es mi número favorito.
Ok, es un bonito número.
Vámonos.
Vamos a rezar juntos.
Oh, 67. Wait. I might not want to call 67.
Gabe, you and I are going to be okay as long as the graphics don't start coming up in Spanish.
Yo.
¿Tiene buena mano?
Me gusta porque mi cumpleaños es el 8.
¿El 8?
Es mi cumpleaños.
¿Tengo una sota?
Ay, ay,
ay.
Mi cumpleaños.
Ay, ay, ay from Humberto.
Recen por un 8. Ve que
Shows you
fácil.
Humberto's in trouble here.
Ve que fácil.
He did not want to have any common cards with Cuco.
¿Qué cumpleaños yo?
Esa es la música.
He's only 24%.
Música.
Música, maestro.
Stay in this round.
Facilísimo. El 8.
And he's hoping for an ocho on the flop.
Uy, qué cerca. 9.
He said,
Uno menos, el 9.
I'm in bad shape here.
Dile. Charlie, para arriba. Sota.
It's an 8.
To the turn, and Cuco pairs his jacks now.
But it makes Humberto an open-end straight. So Humberto needs a 7 or a queen.
Mujeres en mi vida.
5.
Mujeres en mi vida. Hijo, güey, ya me cayó el 8, ¿lo ves? Ese día.
Humberto's made a pair of 8s, but it's still good. But at least he got to put on his hat and talk in Spanish.
Humberto Brenes eliminated. He'll finish in third place, but he'll be back for round number 2. And that leaves us heads up. David Benyamine from France, and from Mexico, Cuco Quintero. Chip count, as they go heads up, relatively close.
Right.
David Benyamine's got a raise here with an 8-3 of spades. He's a player.
85.
And thank heavens they've gone back to English.
85,000 more. This is the hand that Jimmy Chau went broke on, and Cuco knows it. But he's got a king. He's heads up, and it's a hand he should call with, and he is going to call. He has no idea how weak David Benyamine is.
But a king comes up on the flop.
Cuco is flop top pair, and he checks. And David Benyamine immediately checks also.
Queen on the turn.
It makes Cuco a straight, the low end of a straight. They both check again.
Now to the river, it's a 7 of clubs.
Cuco still has the best hand. He checks. He's fearful that David Benyamine might have an ace. David Benyamine knows he cannot win this hand with 8 high. He's going to have to bet here to have any hope of winning this pot.
Fun.
He bets 100,000. That's too little, too late. Cuco immediately calls with a straight.
Crush.
And Cuco's going to reel in that $490,000 pot. And Gabe, talk about the two different styles that we're seeing here in this heads up. You have David Benyamine, clean cut, very serious. You have Cuco. You can tell he enjoys what he's doing, likes to have a little fun.
Well, Cuco likes to have a little fun, but it's all designed. You know, he talks a lot, but he's a solid player. Cuco plays mostly limit poker, and he's real good at limit poker. He gets a little uncomfortable playing no limit, so he plays real solid. David Benyamine is a gambler. He's liable to have anything at any time. So we have conflicting styles here. A solid player, a shoot from the hip player who's picked up another pair of aces.
That has been his hand at this table.
And the last hand he just showed 8-3 of spades. Now he's raising again, and this time he has aces.
Gonna raise 90,000 to Cuco.
Now, if it wasn't for the last hand, I don't believe Cuco would even be contemplating calling this.
Puts him back in the stacks. Going to take another look.
Jack 7 is different than King 9. It's going to cost him 90,000 to call. Remember, this is the first time that David Benyamine has had aces and has not just called the big blind. This time he raised. He thought it was the right timing to raise.
See, I know you're going to raise me every hand.
And it's just too bad
just a matter of
for David Benyamine that Cuco didn't have Jack 9 or Jack 10. I think he would have called then.
I was right this time?
Aces.
No. I believe you.
You'll see it on TV.
He's telling you the truth, Cuco.
You know me better than that.
And Cuco doesn't know whether to believe David Benyamine or not.
Ancient history now as they start another hand. King 10 off suit for Cuco.
I'm going to raise it one time, just because.
He's going to raise to 150,000.
And another ace for David Benyamine.
How much more?
This time, though, it's with the deuce.
Yeah, it's a little different than ace-deuce, a little different than ace-ace. David Benyamine should call here. He doesn't have position on Kuko, but he has an ace.
All in.
And just as I said that, David Benyamine is not slowing down for 1 second. He's coming over the top and going all in with ace-deuce. Incredible move.
So this, what do you got, 7?
I got.
Yeah, you got
5, 6, 7. 725.
7 what?
715.
So you, yeah. That's what I got.
Pretty
Let's
close.
Let's the middle and we'll be even.
Their chip count is pretty close.
Exactly 715.
And because Kuko didn't call immediately, David Benyamine is feeling real good right now.
This could be the end of me, could be the end of you.
He knows his ace is probably the best hand.
For somebody.
I hate poker.
That gets Benyamine out of his seat. Kuko lays it down.
I don't think Kuko was ever seriously considering calling
I think
there.
it was 50-50.
He is tired of getting pushed around here. He's going to make a stand real soon.
I'm not sure, though.
And with that hand, Benyamine's going to retake the lead in the chip count.
I can't believe you folded the hand I had the aces. That was tough.
There's a look at that chip count, and Benyamine in control at the moment. Blinds have been raised to 50 and 100,000. And Benyamine looking at an 8-7 offsuit.
Just going to call.
Deal.
Now you see how differently Kuko plays it when he has an ace. He wants to see a flop.
Gonna get that chance right here. And probably not gonna like the flop as well as David Benyamine as he pairs his eights.
And Kuko has an inside straight draw. You would make a straight with a 3.
Check.
He checks. David Benyamine bets 100,000. Really good bet, like he's got a deuce.
I'm all in.
Call.
Kuko goes all in. David Benyamine immediately calls with his 8s. Kuko's going to have to get lucky,
move him before the
catch
flop.
an ace or a 3.
Oh, knows.
David Benyamine says, why didn't you move all in before the flop? Kuko says, who knows? You're right, I should have.
3.
To 4th Street.
Yeah.
There are deuces out there now in the community cards.
They're talking about that card was an ace, deuce, or 3, and Kuko needed an ace or a 3, but not a deuce and a 9 on the river. And David Benyamine is going to move on.
France is headed to the semifinals as Benyamine wins Group C's first shootout. And for Kuko, well, he'll get a second chance. In fact, he'll be the chip leader when they come back for that second round shootout. A lot of mutual respect for these two players. A great ending to this first round shootout.
Well, it's always exciting. Anytime you reach something, you win something, even if it's just one table and you reach a second level or you reach a final, it's just very good. When you just win, probably everything goes like you're just doing the right thing, and I've been extremely lucky. I had a lot of good cards. So, you know, that's good.
Half of our semifinal field is now set. David Benyamine wins Group C. He moves on to the semis where he'll be joined by Japan's Yosh Nakano, the winner of Group B. And Australia's Tony G, he won Group A. The second chances will start tomorrow with Group A, the second chance shootout. What a lineup. Doyle Brunson from the United States. Carlos Mortensen, the Matador from Spain. Devilfish from England might have a say in this. Or will it go to Kid Poker? Daniel Negreanu from Canada. It's all tomorrow, 5 Eastern, right here on CBS. For Gabe Kaplan, I'm Jeff Medders. So long, everyone.